Live. Welcome, everybody, to another night of Hennessy Racing. I'm your host, Speed, and I do have help this week in the form of a racer in the NASCAR side and a guy who doesn't quite have the game but still able to help me out. Big Jim, welcome to the booth.
I do what I can, Speed. I won't be the best help, but I'll be somebody in the booth with you.
Yeah, well, definitely appreciated. I think you've shown over the times that just doing what you can does well for you in the booth and also apparently at Martinsville.
Facts.
But no, we're here at the F1 race in my homeland of Canada. So if you look off of a couple turns and you see some mooses and some mounties,
Some poutine off in the corner.
maybe some people eating poutine, you know why. It's because we're in Canada. Once my phone decides to function, I will go over points. Most of it's pretty similar, though, as per usual. Clay Prang and Jackson Altman are currently tied for the points lead. That's right, folks. With 3 races remaining, we have a tie. Could go either way. And then third, not technically mathematically out, but it would take a lot for Tiger NASCAR to win this driver's title. Fourth is Killer, fifth is Electric, and then after that it's just a race for P6. But needless to say, Clay and Jackson, intense battle. Jim, you've seen some races. Do you think one or the other is gonna surge ahead tonight?
Man, I really couldn't tell you. I've only seen one race really this season, but it was a good one. And we had altering strategies between Tiger NASCAR and Jackson, and then you had Clay on a completely different strategy. I don't think it's going to take all that. I think both of them are good enough on speed to go head to head with one another. But yeah, I really don't know. I think it's going to be one of those classic battles, a lot like what we saw with Hamilton and Verstappen in 2021 in real life.
Yeah, and coincidentally, Jackson Ullman is in fact in a Red Bull. We just Soaps, shout out to him. You're a good owner on the NASCAR side, but your Mercedes Formula One drivers aren't exactly the fastest. But speaking of race teams, I feel like that's a pretty good segue into the constructors' standings. So, Red Bull still P1, Fortnite Racing is P6 in points, and of course Jackson Ullman, as we've mentioned, is in fact the points leader. So, given that, they have 2 pretty good drivers, and they've had the constructors lead for quite a while. But if someone were to beat them, it would be that AlphaTauri in P2. That is Clay. Oh my goodness! Look who's arrived.
How about that?
Oh, wrong.
Oh,
My bad.
well, hello, Jake. While you're here,
Does Jake want to be a third? He might have just suckered himself into it.
Any thoughts?
Yeah, send me the invite if you don't care.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's fine by me.
I'm currently trying to find where you're looking at the F1 standings. I have one back from April.
I had a feeling one of these weeks Jake would accidentally join this party and be on the stream. You followed right into my
He's
trap
stuck
card.
now.
You followed right into it.
Bro is stuck now. He is legally obligated to broadcast this with you, Speed.
I
Legally
don't know what to
obligated.
say, but hello everybody. Yeah, I will gladly get a chance to join you. That was my full intention.
W.
Well, that's Jake, everybody, in case you didn't know by the voice. I'm sure most of you do by now, though. Back to the constructor standings. As I was mentioning, the AlphaTauris are in P2. That is Clay's team. He's the main guy leading that team. Right now, I'm forgetting off the top of my head who's full-time in that second car, but it looks like Electric Day's driving it right now, so it might be him. So they're going to have some good runs lately, but after that, the Haas and the Ferraris are just way too far back to take that constructor's title. So it's looking like the AlphaTauris here are almost kind of like the Mercedes in real life, and the Red Bulls are still the Red Bulls here, as I guess Jackson Altman you could call Max Verstappen. Um, Jake, since you're here now, you've seen a few F1 races. Seen a few more than Jim. I want your insight. Jackson or Clay? I mean, they're literally tied in points with 3 races to go. Road track like Canada, I think you've seen them race this track a few times. Who do you think jumps ahead?
Jim?
Oh no, he's
I
asking
said
you.
Jake.
It's all you.
I've already asked Jim. He said he didn't know.
I said it's gonna come down to the final race, and I couldn't. You just flip a coin, brother. That's all you got to do, because I don't know.
So, pretty much, it's a 2-man title race. But the question is, will Clay crash? That's going to be the bigger picture here tonight. Where are they at tonight?
They are at Canada, my homeland. Or Circuit de Villeneuve, or something like that, whatever it's called.
Circuit de Villeneuve.
Is it the Montreal track?
Yes.
I think. Yeah.
It's on that island across from Montreal.
Montreal. This is my home track, but it's really like a good 10 hours, 11 hours away from me.
Everyone forgets Canada is just as wide as the United States, if not wider. So, yes.
If I went to Montreal, it would be a travel.
You have fun with that one.
I don't want to go to Montreal anyway.
I'm just kind of speechless on how I managed here.
How did you get in here, Jake?
How did you
That's
make
a
this
good question.
mistake? My goal is to chillax before I have a big interview coming up at midnight, and I thought I was going to join Simp, but I didn't pay attention and accidentally joined the booth. So, yeah. So, I am happy to be here. I mean, it's been a while since I get just to join. Yeah, I'm just excited. I mean, we're here at Canada. I mean, your homeland there, Speed, and I'm assuming that it's been nothing but Clay and Jackson these last couple of weeks, haven't they?
It has been for the
Tiger.
most part. Tiger NASCAR has had a little season resurgence. I have a fear it's too late for the championship. However, I'm sure adding a couple of trophies to his name and getting a little bit more confidence into next season, if there is one, wouldn't hurt.
Yeah. As we get ready to go to the short qualifying, Speed, I don't know how you think this track's going to be, but as far as what me and Jim, I think you might know how this can be.
The last few weeks, we've had 10 to 14 start, and we've had about 7 to 10 finish. So I assume it's going to be around the same. We're going to get about 7 to 10 people finish. And we're probably, out of those 7 to 10, I would say at least 4 to 6 have time penalties. And if we really want photo powder, and I bet Jackson and Clay are up front, and they are the only 2 without time penalties. Because that's typically what happens.
Very well said. So has Brinkhoff ever came back, or no?
No, Brinkerhoff
That's done.
went off, per se.
Alrighty. Well, this is going to be a very intriguing night for myself. The fact I'm doing both the F1 and a fighter interview with UFC fighter Chelsea Chandler coming up, so gonna be a great.
Give yourself a shout out to your channel. Let everyone know.
Yeah, we should mostly self-promote here every week in Hennessy, so you go ahead.
Pretty much go to the Fighting Now on YouTube. Once again, UFC fighter Chelsea Chandler will get to join me midnight on the East Coast, 9 on the West Coast. So, real quick though, I haven't done. I mean, I don't even know how I feel if I can get a chance to do this, but it's been a while. You know this feed, and of course you know as well, Jim. But we see that one Portuguese coming out on his outlap, and we do see a couple of clouds in the air. Could it be raining for these drivers during this qualifying session?
So I have an
Raining.
inside source from Kluka, who said he was going to help us out a little bit tonight, even though he can't be in here. He says qualifying is dry. It's just going to be overcast. But he has heard that there's going to be some wet weather during the actual race itself.
Oh boy.
So, Jake, you kind of
Yeah.
came in here sprawling in on accident at a perfect time. I mean, rain
Yeah.
at Montreal? Couldn't get any
I
luck here.
mean, the last time I really called a rain race, I think it was me, you, Ballstick at the Netherlands, and that was wild. This one could be wilder.
Ballstick buddy for watching. If you could just join this booth at any point during this race and do that laugh you did last night, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you.
Oh God. Oh God.
Iconic moment in Hennessy.
Yeah. Not as iconic as WB winning against Baylor by 3. Shout out to Brody. I know he wanted a little cheap pop for his mountain games on that.
Not as
But
iconic as Porty Dude always being the first one on his lap.
He likes getting out there early, testing out the track before anybody else, before any rubber's set down. I don't know how fast he is because I don't have live timing, but right now he's looking pretty tidy around the whatever corner that was. And looking
put
good down the back
square,
Yeah.
put
So
square and go to the lap data their gym and it'll like just
No,
enable
he
lap
doesn't-
data.
he doesn't have the
Unfortunately,
game.
I cannot do this.
he doesn't have the
Oh.
game. My only help
Okay.
for weeks, Jake, has been somebody who doesn't even have the game. That's where we're at. that's where we're at.
I'm
But
about on a 10-second delay. It's okay. I'm still able to help.
no, he
All right.
is right though. Porgy had a pretty clean first couple sectors. Got a little loose off the corner. 1:11.4 is going to be your pole for right now, but with Jackson Altman out on track in Sector 2, I'm sure that's not going to last very long.
Man, Porty really got all he could out of the final corner. I thought he was going to smack the wall, but he was able to keep it off there and put down a pretty good lap right there. 1:13.470.
I think that
111.
either Jackson or Clay is going to pull off a.
Kluka, the
Hey.
1:11.3.
I predicted Jackson could pull a 1.9 as Clay pulls a 1.11.332, but I do believe Jackson will end up having a faster lap just because, pretty much he's on that Red Bull machine because it gives him wings. But I really do expect to see Jackson have a faster lap.
Here comes Jackson. Will it be faster? 1:11 flat. It is faster. 0.3 of a second.
And
Not why I
moving.
predicted it, but yeah.
One thing that surprised me though was Kluka. I mean, he's less than 1/10 of a second off of Clay. So that's not a bad lap at all for Kluka. And Porchy, a guy who usually starts out first and ends up slowly falling back, he's not too far off either. So good starts for them, but no surprise that Jackson Altman is just magically 0.3 faster.
If you remember from the last race, Kluka went on that alternate strategy where he started on softs. It did not work out very well for him in Circuit of the Americas. He ended up DNFing out of that race. But he's looking for a good bounce back here. And like you said, very good, respectable lap there with a 1:11.373.
I mean, sooner or later, these guys will end up getting really fast, so I can predict maybe at least a 1:10, maybe a 1:9 before the end of this qualifying session. I've always been known as far as like my bold predictions. Trust me, we've seen that 2 weeks ago. But yeah, somebody's going to end up having a faster lap than this top 5. But Jackson is coming to the pits, and let's go ahead and check on good old Heredia, and Gary is here. Always Gary. I think this would be my first time seeing him race in F1.
Yeah, I'm watching Heredia's lap too. He had a really smooth first sector. Not sure if it was fast, but it was smooth. Comes through here, goes over the curbs, pretty nice. Then but he invalidates his lap.
Yeah.
Oh.
Jesus.
Tragic.
All right, so looks like him and Dallin are the only ones out there.
Alan,
track.
his lap is not invalidated, so watch the rest of his. And that Haas machine.
And of course, I think potentially can be building up, especially when it comes to the Cup Series last night. Am I right there, Speed?
Yeah, the Cup Series race, from what I heard, was pretty interesting. Fistbuster got another win, as of course, but all NASCAR Series was pretty interesting this week as the playoffs are beginning. So make sure to check that out. As Allen comes across with a 1:11.5, top 5 lap time, not too bad right now, but with only 11 drivers in the field and 6 running, 5th place isn't exactly something to celebrate over.
And of course, real quick announcement: I will be returning to the Cup booth next week.
Nice.
Yay.
I would love to still be doing Cup booth, but I can't stay up till 11, 12 o'clock at night after a Cup booth and wake up at 6:30 in the morning.
I want to see if I could download F122. Give me a second.
Yeah. I'll say if I didn't game share with Electric and Speed, you would have got a chance to have it there.
Oh, you could have game shared for me.
Yeah, pretty much.
Unfortunate.
I don't think
How much
there's a
is this
limit
again?
on game sharing.
$41.
If that's the case, then yeah, I would definitely give Jim my info so he can just.
No, there's not.
Mama don't have that kind of money right now, bruh.
I've met
Jim.
people, Jake, who have like 8 PlayStation accounts on their system. Like I don't think
Jim.
there's only.
Yeah.
Hang on. I'm gonna send you a message real quick just to see. If
No,
you
do not give me your account information. You're good. I'll buy it.
Sony's not listening to this, so as far as they're concerned, you're a happy traveler.
Oh, I could buy the Champions Edition, which is $80. Let's get it. I'm gonna do that.
You're a real champ. You know that?
Yeah, you're right. What was it? What does the Champion Edition even give you?
a bunch of DLCs.
Champion.
Oh.
All
It
right.
makes me a champion.
Makes
Sick.
you a champion.
Jim, Discord, please.
Okay.
Oh. All right. Even more caffeine. That's Clay with a 110.7.
A 110. I predicted a 110 sooner rather than later.
Unfortunately, though, right as he's running that fast lap, guess who's on his out lap?
First?
No, Jackson.
Aww.
First is pitting.
Okay, opposite. Got it.
First is.
I really-
Always there. Always there. Cut across the track. That was funny.
Excuse me,
I
sir.
don't think I could download this in time.
Oh.
Oh.
Are you
Oh.
serious?
What are you guys doing, man? What are we doing here? Where's Joker when you need him? As here comes Jackson. Start his lap. Very intense braking zone here in Montreal to start the lap.
And
As
Electric
time-
Days is going on its out lap.
Oh, somebody stopped here. What in the world? Oh, he's just letting them by. Okay, never mind.
Jackson Altman going through the first sector pretty fast. Looking so far. Purple through the first sector, meaning he is faster than he was before, which was a 1:11 flat. As Jim starts to share screen, even though he doesn't have the game. Not sure what that's
Share
going to
your
do.
screen with me.
What?
Hang on,
That's
I
what the
will.
stream is for. Oh my
I'll-
Lord.
hang on.
The stream is 10 seconds
I'll-
behind.
I will share play with you, Jim.
Alright, sweet.
Meanwhile, Jackson Altman still on his qualifying lap. Don't need to share play that.
I'm sorry.
Jesus.
Oh, it looks
Yeah.
blistering fast. 1:10.5. Jackson
There
Altman
we go.
back on top. That's what she said. All right.
Of course you would do that. Alrighty.
That's wonderful.
So Jim and I are now on the same screen, so this is gonna be a fun one to call. Let's get you.
Let's go.
It might be a little bit laggy here and there, glitchy, but
And ladies and gentlemen, the man, the myth, the legend, Furchinator.
Ooh, where is he? Where is he?
He's on his outlap, ladies and gentlemen.
Here he comes. He's ready
I
to
got my
take the
popcorn
pole
ready.
and the win tonight.
We're monsters. We're so mean.
I'm not mean. I'm talking truth right here.
Yeah, Furch the Beast. Greatest driver to ever live.
Birch the finisher.
Furch. That's what they
First, is
wish
gonna
they
hate
called
us
him.
after this race.
What a beautiful racetrack this is. I remember when NASCAR used to come here. I wish they'd still do
Montreal.
that.
As we have 6 minutes left to the end of this qualifying session, only 7 has put in their lap times as Birch is getting ready to put
Here
in.
comes Furch. Actually going
With
pretty fast. Start his lap.
not really with I mean,
That's around the same speed Jackson was going.
all right. We'll get a chance to have a little. All right, good for Furt so far. Really good. Got in those corners really nice. Excuse me.
Yeah, so far I can't really tell you why he's so well, he hasn't put a lap time down, but I'm gonna guarantee this is gonna be like a 112. I don't understand why. It looks like it's a really good lap. To me, it looks like he's hitting the apexes everywhere. But
To
I
me,
guess
this
I'm
could
wrong.
potentially be a 113 to 114. That's my prediction, but I think that might be Heredia. He just needs to get out of the way, and he will.
Oh,
That was close. Did you
man.
see that?
That could have been a death. Could have
Just like
caught that tire and launched him like an airplane.
it's like me watching them at the catch fence last night. Yeah.
I don't know, chicane, no invalidations. What's it going to be for Furch? Across the line right here.
Oh, 113.
113.0.
That's depressing.
Just out of the 112s, but what a respectable effort.
3 seconds slow.
All right, I'm gonna. All right, me and Jim are gonna watch Electric as he's now on sector 1. And may I remind you now, at least top 4 has hit the 110s, and the only one that has made the 113 is Berkshire. But can Electric get a chance to show how good he is? And get a chance to be starting up to the top 3 with his teammate and
Oh, big
he's-
moment right out of there. Too loose, and that's going to scrub off a couple tenths. He's going to power down here and see if he is going to misses the apex just a little bit there. This is probably a trash lap for him. He's going to want to cool this thing down and go for another one.
It's gonna be this part right here is gonna be really tricky for him. Yeah, you can see he almost about hits the inside wall right there.
So, almost got the grass, almost slipped there. You can't say that he's not trying. He is pushing the limits of this car, but right now it is not looking like it's too stable.
Yeah, Electric claims to refuse to lose, but I think he's about to refuse to win.
That was close. That's gonna be a 113.
I mean, invalidated lap, actually. I don't think he got to do anything there.
No. And I think it's still invalidated. As you can see, the red on the map on our screen.
You know what's funny?
Oh. Okay. Yeah, what up, Speed?
Electric hit the wall and still was faster than Furch.
Oh,
And
Heredia.
Heredia has retired from the session with a 111.0. So if Dennis goes his way, he could be starting inside the top 5 here in Canada. Oh, yeah, that was
I don't know who that was.
Heredia.
Kluka on his outlap, so is Clay.
I would say let's go ahead and get to the man, the myth, the legend himself, and Kluka. I think he I don't know who he's rooting for as far as the playoffs and baseball, but one thing we do know is that did Minnesota's Braves lose to the Phillies today?
I believe they were, last time I checked, pretty badly.
What?
And I know Kluka is cheering for anybody who beats the Yankees. So right now, he is a Cleveland Guardians fan, if I'm correct.
Oh no, that's about as worse as a Cleveland Browns fan.
Yeah, coming from the Steelers fan. How's Mitch Trubisky?
Oh my gosh, the Phillies beat the Braves 9-1.
Yeah, it was
What's
bad.
else is gonna hate us?
There ain't no way Philadelphia's leading that series.
Speaking of baseball, Joker's team, the Dodgers, they're losing to the Padres right now. 2-0.
What a time to be alive. What is baseball?
Go Padres on that one.
Padres are this good without Fernando Tatis, folks.
Orioles would have won the World Series this year.
Yeah,
They
okay.
just needed a chance. Would have done more than the Blue Jays did.
Okay, Jim. Now we're just lying.
I can't say anything considering the fact that my team's not even in the playoffs, so.
You have a team?
Yeah.
Ooh.
You're gonna be disappointed in me, but I am a Red Sox fan.
I hate you. How could you be Steelers and a Red Sox fan?
I know.
Like,
How does
do
that
you-
work?
Do you genuinely want me to hate you with a burning passion?
Hit you with a burning passion?
Hate.
Hit me
I'm
with a
not-
burn of passion. I don't know.
Who, Mike Chris Brown?
Anyways, but I mean, you gotta think about this though. You know, I'm a Suns, Steelers, and Red Sox fan, and a college.
You're a Suns fan?
Yeah,
Yes.
he's weird.
What?
Yes.
My gosh, you're all over the place. Southwest, East, freaking. Oh my gosh.
Well, I
Speaking
mean,
of
it's
all
always
over the
like-
place, Clay,
Yeah.
hold on.
Let's go ahead and get to Clay.
Oh, so close. Less than half a tenth.
Oh shoot.
Very close. That's just like a symbol of how close this championship battle has been, right?
Bless you.
Thank you. And it saves Jackson Altman, too, because
Microcosm.
not only does keep him on
Oh, that
pole,
guy's dead. Alpha
but
Romeo's
Jackson's
dead.
lap was invalidated. So
Yeah,
if
Yeah.
Clay were to
and
beat Jackson, Jackson wouldn't have had a chance.
An electric. I don't know if he's on his lap. I don't know if he's realizing that.
Eric, oh my lord,
What,
Eric
what did
might
you
be dead.
he just drove head on into a wall. That's exactly. He just drove into a
Thoughts
wall
and
for something to do. As Kyle Busch would say, he just drove into a wall for something to do. That's exactly what I just saw.
Is
him do.
Electric gonna put down a time? That's the real question here. I don't think he did. He's on checkered flag,
He's
so that
on
means he's
checkered.
done.
No
He
time.
did not put a lap down.
Ladies and gentlemen, we can officially say that Furchinator is outqualified Electric in an F1 race.
Impressive. Furch is just killing it right now.
He's a beast. He's him.
He could be your JGR teammate there, Speed.
I don't
You
think
know
so.
you want that.
We signed Marner, and I have reports and sources that say Mike G's coming back. So
Yay.
both those rides will be filled. So as far as I'm concerned, he won't be.
Wait, Mars is going to be going to Cup?
Yeah,
He's in
Marner
the 11 car.
is in the 11 car. So first it was Jim, then it was Color, now it's Marner.
Wow. And of course, always Gary is going to be starting in the 11th. This will be my first time to get a chance to see him in the F1 series. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is your top 12, your top 3. Jackson Altman, Calais, Praying, Dallin, and of course, Killer, Portugal 5th. Rounding out the top 10, Heredia, Kluka, Eric, but Soaps, it's surprisingly enough, no offense, but Furchinator.
Here's what I don't understand. You accidentally joined the booth, but Electric purposely doesn't put down a lap. Am I wrong for not understanding how this happens?
I still don't know.
I want to know how Masopes is from Germany.
There's a lot of questions. Might want to talk to him after the party. Which
Absolutely.
hopefully, which Speed, if I see one of you guys in my interview, yeah, no comments for y'all tonight.
Enable inaccurate forecasts in the settings to add an element of uncertainty. I actually like that. That's a good feature. Realistic.
Something that
Because everyone knows weathermen don't know what the hell they're talking about.
Yeah, and here in Canada, I'm sure everyone thinks it's going to rain maple syrup. It's not. It is, in fact, raindrops, not maple syrup.
Look at that. Jackson Altman with Sergio Perez right there.
As a
He's
reminder,
actually with an F1 driver.
from Kluka, that he did say that there was going to be some rain this race. So, if there's rain here in Montreal, could get quite intense. Don't know why I said that slowly, like a robot.
And for the first time in weeks since I've ever got a chance to be in the booth, we are lights out underway here in
And
Canada.
Somebody
Wait,
almost wrecked under the freaking
formation
pace lap.
lap. This is a formation lap. We're doing a
Formation lap. Okay.
What is
That
this?
was
Somebody
Fluka.
took a dead right in the middle of the track and almost killed everyone.
It looks like it's about to rain.
Yes, it does.
Jackson Altman just almost spun under formation lap.
Can confirm that Montreal is actually like this. It's very, very overcast a lot.
You can see that.
Have
in
you been?
the skies.
Do you live there?
I have been. And when I was there, 3 of the 4 days were overcast.
I imagine you not liking Canada for some reason.
I loved Canada. I thought it was awesome. They had crepes.
Excusez-moi? Oh my.
Oh, okay. Well,
Okay.
it's people like you that made me not. Wait, what?
He just got killed.
How are we wrecking under formation lap?
That's why I said excusez-moi, because I was like, what is excuse-moi. He got the dragon and spun.
Wait, what is he doing? What is Heredia? They're racing each other under formation lap, swerving and warming up the tires like crazy. These madmen won't quit. They're about to kill each other. What in the world?
I can't lose my voice before I go into the interview.
That one Porsche dude nearly murdering Heredia.
Okay, so
And these people are about to go green?
I don't think they even know that. They're still trying to get into formation position.
But so
Yep, disqualified. Look at Jackson just slowly coming up.
Jackson! Not the points leader, not the points leader.
Oh god.
Here we go. It's all reset. We're getting ready to go.
I think they're restarting the session. I think they have to restart the session.
No, because they're all back now.
The green
Everything's
is
great.
out. We are lights out from Canada. Jackson Altman going to take the outside here on Clay. Clay is going to clear for the lead.
What? I'm so confused. What was
A little bit of voodoo magic. Everyone teleporting back into place. Able to not get disqualified out of this race. Not sure how that happens, but thank God for the Formula One stewards that decided they were not actually disqualified.
So everyone
because then
in
we'd
the
have nobody
field
in the race.
started in hards, except for 2 drivers. Kluka started in the mediums, and Gary chose to start this race on the softs.
Let me go ahead and get the. Oh my god, the details. What happened? What happened?
Porgy. Don't be sorry, just be better.
No damage. He's fine. He's just going to get going again. No full force caution.
He lost 7 spots on there, and speaking of spots, Clay gained a spot while Jackson was losing 1. And meanwhile, the biggest mover right now is Kluka gaining up 2 spots at the moment. And there you see the pit strategies between lap 20 to 28 starting to cut you off speed. And these are the tires they have to use. What happened? Oh, Fortunator!
Speed's reactions, bro. He's just going every time there's a spin.
Every time.
I can't. Jackson Altman is around.
What is happening here?
He's unghosted. He's all back up to pace, but he probably bald spotted a tire there.
God, Speed, we're gonna kill you after this race because
This is
eventually-
gigantic for Clay, though. If he can gain all those points on
look at this
Jackson.
gap between Clay and Dallas. Sorry to cut you off, Big Jim, but look at the gap.
Yeah, but Killer right there and Allen.
What an incredible first 2 laps of this Canadian Grand Prix. As, hey, it's Clay, or Clay is praying. He changes his name every single week, so I never know what his name is. But he's out here leading this thing by 1.5 seconds.
Only in Canada.
And Clay with the fastest lap. Never mind, there are a bunch of different fast laps as Luca gets the fastest lap. But as I was saying, though, Clay is pulling off a Bon Jovi as DRS is enabled because he is living on a prayer right now.
Also want to mention that Kluka is on the mediums, so if he's not having faster lap, oh my goodness gracious! If he's
already
having faster,
Electric with one as well.
Can I talk about the race with those 2 people getting the time penalty at lap 3?
Do it now. I think you're gonna be good.
Do it now to get out of your system, but I do think it's a coincidence.
Kluka is on the mediums, so he should be.
Oh, caution for what?
Sector 2 and Sector 3, there's something.
Eric.
Oh,
Eric. Oh, here comes a car. Oh!
He was ghosted. I was gonna lie.
First almost murdered him.
Jesus.
The fans have
I gotta
came
get
to
a
see
drink.
some action tonight.
As I was going to say,
Speed, first of all, I'm gonna kill you with the amount of laughter because I need a drink.
Kluka is in fact P4. He's also, in fact, on the mediums. Therefore,
Yeah, another alternate strategy. Remember, he did the softs at Coda, didn't work out very well. DNF very early in that one, but this is a little different of a strategy here from everyone else. Everyone using hards except for Kluka, who's using the mediums.
nope, Gary's on the softs.
Oh,
Yeah, hang on,
What?
hang on, I got you. Hang on.
Why is Gary on softs?
Kluka.
Why is
Yeah,
Gary on
there you see it, Jim.
softs?
Yeah, and that's like, who was that? Is that Jackson?
Jackson, what are you doing? This is not how you win a championship.
Spinning out again.
To spin me right around to describe Jackson Altman's night.
He is 7 seconds behind Porchy, and he might have damage. I'm not sure. He's spun a couple times.
Furchinator
big for
is
the
closer to
championship battle.
Jackson than Jackson is to Porchy.
Yeah,
This is
but
big for the championship battle here, Speed.
Yeah, that is true. And if Clay can be able to stay out front, this could be really huge for both drivers at the moment.
Yeah, and kind of somebody we haven't mentioned much.
Speed don't. Anyways, so I was saying, Clay's praying with a really great lead over Killer XL, which, by the way, last time we saw Killer was pretty much, as they are preparing, warming up the tires, good for Killer to be up there as Speed got over the 3-second time penalty as something happened in Sector 2, and that is Gary.
This might be a spot for Jackson.
I was going to mention.
Yeah.
Alan, somebody we haven't mentioned a whole pile.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go ahead and go to that.
He did get a podium pretty recent. Might have even been last week. I know it's pretty recent. And here he is again. B3, no time penalties on the preferred strategy, I would say, with the hard tires. Not very many mistakes, and in the DRS zone of Killer. Also, would have been nice to know that my telemetry was off. Thanks for thinking about that. That was beautiful.
Ooh, he might have gotten the wall right there. It was close if he didn't.
You could
He
say
got
that
very close to that outside wall.
You could say that's a race killer for Killer.
No, not Killer. That was Allen.
Well, Killer looked a little closer to the wall than Allen, if you ask me personally. But I only have the game.
At the moment, though, I mean, Clay it has lead the most laps in this race, which you gotta give him credit. The gap, but yet let's go ahead and keep an eye on Heredia God. Heredia God still in fifth in that shell Ferrari machine.
Yeah, Heredia, his teammate, has had a few good runs lately. He's not in this race though. So Heredia, I think, just needs to start replicating his teammate, as it looks like he cuts a corner. That's gonna be a warning. I don't know how many he has, but he might be on bump 3.
From the stewards.
Yes.
He's having himself a nice little run here. I think he DNF'd on like lap 2 of Coda last week, so this is definitely a better run than that. He's made it further in this race.
Yeah.
But Heredia, we know him for his NASCAR heat speed. Not so much for his Formula 1 speed yet, but he is learning, and he's learning fast.
Yeah, and Godspeed, I'm gonna kill you. But anyways, so and of course we saw Electric Days with another time penalty.
How do you get another time penalty when you were 10 seconds behind second last?
He's not having a fun time.
No, he's not.
and
Electric Days retires.
Dead.
And that is a safety car. That's a virtual safety car.
Electric. I don't want to hear you bash Birch ever again.
Safety car.
Electric, if you're watching, I don't want to hear it. Next time you think of bashing Birch's driving, I'm going to send you a clip of this very moment, right here, when you DNF'd and Birch is ahead of you.
Anyway, so we do see 3 drivers currently pitting at the moment with Kluka, Jackson, and the Porchy dude, and it looks like Porchy is going to be taking the softs. Of course, let's go ahead and take a look at the telemetry here. I'm off my end. Sorry about that. So looks like Jackson's taking the mediums, and Kluka is going to be running on the hards. Meanwhile,
this isn't a bad call. This isn't a bad call for Jackson at all. He was sliding back through the pack, having a lot of trouble on those hards, very loose. So maybe these mediums will give him just enough grip to get back through the pack and get some of that track position back.
Yeah, I mean,
Kluka said it was going to rain, and if anything, I actually see the skies clearing up, so somebody lied.
Inaccurate forecasts.
Excuse me. But that is very much Kluka weather, ladies and gentlemen. But at the moment, though, somebody we haven't got just talked about that is Miss Soaps, who's currently running up in the 5th position. Still running on those hards, pretty much from 1st down to 6th are running on hards, and meanwhile, the only 2 that are running on softs is Gary and Porchy. To me, I really feel like the mediums have the advantage, regardless of how far both Jackson and Erica are. I still feel like Jackson could be able to pull off something here.
Problem for Jackson is that he has to make his way through basically the entire field just to get to Clay.
We talk about championship moments and what it takes to be a champion. Well, this is one of those adverse moments for Jackson where he's going to have to fight through what's been a pretty poor race so far, and he's got to show why he wants that championship. He's going to have to get through here cleanly, keep his wings all intact, and get through the field, get back to Clay.
Or buy the Champions Edition.
I'm just not going to respond to that. I'll respond by saying I'm not going to respond.
Well, tire strategies. Will it rain or not? Inaccurate forecasts. The Soaps is a missile. The Earth is round. Electric Days is DNF'd. Jackson is spun, and Clay's in the lead. And it's only lap 9.
And I got scraped off the wall at Dega last night, so yeah.
And Jake
and
was
we're in
supposed
Canada.
Yeah, it's fortunate we don't have any bacon.
Okay.
Canadian bacon's just ham.
Okay.
Yeah, that is true. That is very, very true.
It's not. I can tell you.
It straight up is. It's literally just a slab of ham, maybe a little thicker.
You see when I started, my apologies there, Speed, but, golly.
It's good, but it's just ham.
Anyway, so real quick though, since after we're done doing this bacon debate, pretty much coming up to lap 10 out of the 35 laps we have in store, and Speed about to blow a gasket. Something just happened. Speed, go ahead, take it away.
That wasn't me. That was Jim. But one thing I will say
I'm watching
is,
these guys. Under caution, this is more concerning than it is under green because these guys are just swerving and almost hitting walls. I don't know.
It's because the leader just almost DNF'd under a safety car.
Dude, did you see that too?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did. He was
Okay,
looking-
good.
Another inch
Hang
and the
on.
leader would have just DNF'd under a safety car.
The tire would have just fell off right in front of him. Killer would have plowed into his back. He would have been out of the race, and who knows where Allen would have gone. That would have been horrible.
To the lead, probably.
Good. Look at Clay right now, Jim. Look at
He's swerving. He's getting those tires warmed up.
And something that y'all may not know, but if you do hit the safety car, there is a penalty.
I have a weird feeling that Clay swerves into the safety car, DNFs from the race. That's this weird
Oh
feeling.
God. Golly.
Safety
And
car
safety
is
car is
in
coming
this
in
lap.
this lap. All right, gentlemen, we're a little bit less than just quite a few laps to go.
Look at that Quebec flag back there. I saw it.
Okay.
I'm
Go
just
on.
observing. I'm looking at the detail they put in. They put in a lot of detail for this track. It's beautiful.
As beautiful
Something
as the
that-
restart that Clay just got off.
Anyways, so we're back on the way here at the Canadian Grand Prix as Speed is about to blow a gasket over Fortuner with another 3-second time penalty. The man who has gotten the most 3-second time penalties in the field, along with Kluka. But right now, it is all Clay is praying here with pretty much Heredia getting up a spot. Let's go ahead and take a look at the biggest movers and the biggest losers of this race as I try to get to that. And yeah, there you see it right here with Jackson Allman losing 7 spots. And the biggest mover is Masoups getting up 4 spots at the moment.
Yeah, but Jackson Altman, he's gained a pile of time on those 2 cars ahead of him right now as they're kind of battling, so I think he's going to gain some positions back as Porty dives down below Kluka. Looks like Jackson's going to get around Kluka as well. Also kind of use the outside of the track limits. ERS and DRS down the straightaway. He's going to dive down and get both Mercedes cars in 1 lap. Jackson Altman all the way up to P6 as Allen and Kluka. Oh, another one bites the dust.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh my! Look how pretty it is.
How about Jackson here? Jackson really taking advantage of those mediums, made his way up to 6th. He's all over Porchy's back bumper. That's a teammate. No, it's not. I'm wrong.
No.
But it is. He
my
is.
God!
Oh, they're wrecking in front of Jackson.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Oh,
Was that perfect timing, Jim?
oh, someone else is dead. How in the world?
He has
Kluka
no
wrecks
wing.
completely unprovoked. Nobody around him that would have made him want to turn the wheel,
my
but he did it anyways, and now he has no front wing. He's gonna have to pit.
He has a safety car.
Jim, tell me, was that not perfect timing? Tell me, was that not perfect timing to get you to have that camera on Jackson as we saw what happened to Porchy?
We just gotta hope Speed had it though, because that
Oh,
was
I
perfect.
did. Oh, I did. I had it on Jackson.
Jackson with fantastic wreck avoidance there. Been playing a lot of Michael and Net NASCAR Heat 4 challenge. He was able to get away from
because
that.
of where Jackson was, you're able to see both Portisman and Kluka in the background.
That was just
It was
wild.
priceless.
That could have been Jackson's season right there.
Speaking of Jackson's season, he's now in P2 because he didn't pit any of his mediums to Clay's hards, so he might be able to overtake Clay here on the restart. Do a little last to first challenge.
Impressive stuff from Jackson. Avoids the wreck, and he's going to get rewarded for it. The championship leaders, the two guys that are in contention for it, 1-2.
And you know what else too? Unless he DNFs, Furchnader's guaranteed points.
I don't know what that is.
Points? No, points.
Oh, nice.
It's a,
You want those.
yeah, it's key to have those in racing.
So, I do have a little bit of time with you guys, but about 9 minutes, I do have to get off here to get my voice prepared.
I'm going to cry.
I didn't expect you here at all. That's fine by me. This was kind of funny, to be honest.
I didn't expect myself to be here, but it was actually a blessing in disguise if you think about it, considering the fact that how long it's been since me and Jam got a chance to work together.
What system are you on?
Me?
Yeah.
PS4.
Okay. Because, like, I still don't... You've seen me and Jim in a party. You know me and Jim are in the booth. I thought you would have put 2-2 together better than that.
I see. Whenever I was in like the party main menu and stuff like that, I thought I pushed Simp, but surprisingly enough, when I heard John's voice and laughter, I had that WTF face. So, yeah.
Well.
But anyway, though, it's been really fun to get a chance to be back up here to call what has been a really crazy race. And something too I want to get a chance to talk to you about, Speed, is that even though you have been doing the most of these F1 boosts during my time of absence due to work and interviews, stuff like that, I know the guys may not tell you this, but I think myself and Jim will tell you this, that we do appreciate you for all that you do, especially when it comes to the F1 booth. You're killing it right now, and I'm really proud of you, bro.
Thank you. I tried my best. Like I told Jim before this booth started, it seems like when Championship Week comes around, I'm expected to be involved in all 4 championship races, in F1 and NASCAR. So, I guess that's just part of it, and hopefully I can excel in all 4 of those areas.
Yeah, and the safety car is coming in this lap. But here we go. Hopefully, will we get a chance to see something crazy? I think the best bet, Jim, is to go to Jackson Altman, which he's now in P2. I told you the mediums would help him out, and look where he's at now.
Yeah, he's going to get a great launch here off the start. Clay is one of the best on the hard compound, but Jackson with mediums, he's the points leader. He's in the fastest car. I don't know if these are equaled out, but that Red Bull's fast.
For sure.
And we're underway back once again as here we go. Back underway, green flag here at the Canadian Grand Prix. 2 drivers out with that Porty dude and Electric Days, and Jackson Altman. You can see how much momentum as we see.
Oh my gosh.
Luca.
Oh my gosh.
Don't be sorry. Just be better.
Be better. We have to put that on a t-shirt. I'll talk to MMA.
Look at Jackson. He is all up in the rear. No, I don't think you call that a rear bumper. He's all up in the gearbox of Clay.
The wing is right there, right behind.
I was sure hoping you said bumper after that sentence. My God.
They probably should put bumpers on these things.
Well, look at this battle, though. And real quick, I never thought I'd see this day. I don't know if my eyes are burning, but Furchnader is ahead of Gary, Miss Soaps, and Luca.
Don't forget about Eric.
I said Eric.
Oh. I heard Gary in the Soaps and Kluka. I didn't hear Eric.
I am happy for Kluka. Or not Kluka, but first scenario. What am I saying? First scenario. They're both the
Oh,
same.
look at
Jackson
this.
to the lead.
Jackson! Is
What a
that Kluka in the back?
sensational move from Jackson.
And look who's trying to be able to make a pass. That is Killer.
Eric. Oh, Eric.
Right now, Clay is struggling for grip. You can see it. Killer and Allen are both trying to navigate their way around that Alpha Atari, but they can't right now. Right there, that's a dangerous move, but Killer makes it happen. What a move from Frank.
Here comes Allen as well. Allen with
He's going to dive. Oh, he spins him out.
Oh my Jesus.
Frank is not going to be happy with that one, but I can tell you Allen did not mean to do that. That was completely unintentional.
You know who this helps, though? Heredia.
Helps Jackson more than anybody.
Oh!
A little close to the wall there, fella.
And DRS is enabled, but oh my gosh, what are we seeing here, ladies and gentlemen?
I think Allen was letting some guys by because he felt bad about that move, but unfortunately, it looks like Frank is down pit road right now, maybe to repair a little damage from that contact.
And put on intermediates? Excusez-moi?
Wait, really?
Hold on.
It's getting cloudy again, I can tell.
No way.
He put on
He
intermediates?
does have on
He
intermediates.
put on intermediates.
Oh my god.
Start the strategy.
Their crew chief must have tell them that rain is in the area, and I believe that is the case. Rain could be in the area.
Don't tell
It
me
looks
Jake's going to
rainy.
leave and it's going to rain at Montreal with Jackson in the lead. He's going to have no wing.
Does Jackson come down pit road to get ahead of the conditions here? Is he going to stay out?
No. Jackson Altman is the type of guy to stay out because he knows that those medium tires are going to be faster until the track is drenched than, say, intermediates or wets.
Oh my god, look at the battle between Clay and Dallin.
Plus, I mean, let's be real. When we think Jackson Altman, do we really think conservative? Like, I don't.
Absolutely not.
No. I certainly don't. I think of Michigan.
Yeah, I saw y'all get into it at Talladega, too.
Talladega? No, we didn't get into it at Talladega. That was...
Y'all didn't make contact, but he did dive under you.
I actually got out of his way because I didn't want to cut him off. That's what happened there. But
Oh, you're such a good guy.
and now Killer pits for softs, so he just wasted his time and made us think.
Wow.
Never mind. Again, more wasting of time and making us think. Mercedes doing something in Sector 2.
Unfortunate for Frank.
Sorry to interrupt, but that is my time here tonight, guys, as far as the booth. I will talk to y'all after the interview. Just good luck, guys, and let me know who wins.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us, Jake. It was awesome to be commentating with you again.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks to you guys.
As I go back to the non-live broadcast.
Ooh. Clay and Heredia get close.
Oh yeah, I just saw that. That was really close. Wheel well to wheel well. This battle between... Look at Heredia up to second. Heredia finding the speed.
I thought for sure Allen just took out Clay. There was no way. He's just too close. He's just too close. Speaking of Allen, and why are people putting on softs right now?
I think there must be weather in the area, but right now they're trying to get as much speed as they can out of the dry conditions. That's the only thing I can imagine.
Clay's still out on the hards. He's been out on those tires the whole race.
And if it was anybody else, they wouldn't be able to manage it. But right now, he's losing positions. But if it were me out there, I'd be losing, well over a second every single lap.
He's still on the podium, and because of Heredia's time penalty, Clay's Prang is technically in P2. So
Allen with the time penalty as well. So these guys around him, he's not really racing, but he does want to stay in the he wants to stay in the train, I believe.
well, because if he falls too far back, he will eventually lose the position, time penalty or not. But definitely not pushing too hard right now.
Jackson out front by 1.7 to 1.6 seconds. He is leading the Ferrari of the Heredia God and AlphaTauri of Clay as more 3-second time penalties come rolling through. And now we're starting to get to that point speed where half the field has time penalties and less than half the field doesn't.
Yes. Also, at that time, as you were saying, that Killer set the fastest lap of the race, and Kluka has switched to intermediates. I don't know what's going on.
Something that Jeff said over the radio. He must have said wet weather's on the way because these guys are. There's no reason they just changed to intermediates. I've seen people joke around and do that, but when you're in chance for a good position like Frank was, you wouldn't just come down and get intermediates just for the heck of it. He definitely came down because they're talking about rain on the radar.
You know what's funny? As Allen gets another time penalty. Furchinator. He's in P6.
How many time penalties though?
That's a good question. I don't think it's. I don't. Clay.
That's big. That's probably going to eliminate any advantage he had here over these guys, and that's probably from the hard tires, just giving him a hard time.
Remember when we thought Jackson Altman just blew the championship at Canada? Now it looks like it's Clay.
Remember we were talking about facing adversity and becoming a champion, what it takes to become a champion. Jackson, he's responded. Now it's Clay's turn to respond. He is now going to be faced in the difficult situation. Can he find a way to get back to Jackson?
Well, it's going to be hard with 21 lap old hards. I think Clay knows deep down that rain is coming, so he's staying until it arrives. But Gary's
wrecked. That might be a full course caution.
It is in fact a safety car.
Wow. Well,
And
okay,
Jackson
now
pulls
this really
over.
helps Clay.
Oh my goodness. You know who else this helps?
Frank?
Furchinator.
Yeah,
He is in the top 5, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, this groups the pack up, and I look at the guys without any time penalties. Soaps, Killer, Eric. Those guys do not have any time penalties. They're essentially on this restart going to jump above Heredia, Clay, Allen, Birch, depending on how much they fall back. If they could stay within a 3-second gap.
And now
will,
I am
keep the second
beginning
place.
to see raindrops and cars on pit road. Looks like everybody's going to take the intermediates. As I am correct. Everybody on pit road saying, give me them intermediates. It's raining. Track is starting to get wet.
You can see that shine, that little bit of whiteness on the racetrack that indicates that it's been raining. But it kind of looked like that in qualifying, and we didn't really see any precipitation. So, yeah, no, it's definitely raining.
I was thinking about making a joke to the word whiteness, but I did not.
Yep, I know you were, and I don't want you to.
So, every driver in this field is now on intermediates. There's no tire advantage. It's all just track position and time penalties. Jackson Altman is in the best situation for both. Can guys with time penalties pass Jackson? It's going to be hard.
It's not just passing him, it's going to be passing him and getting that 3-second gap. That penalty that Clay incurred in like turn 5 really, really hurts his chances here. But maybe Jackson will make a mistake. We haven't seen the wet weather yet until now, and that might play a little havoc on guys like Jackson.
Indeed so. And, you know, even guys like Masopes, who, you know, he's not the fastest, but this gap between him and other drivers has been closed for him. So maybe he goes from P6 to a top 5. At least for now, anyway.
Rain's starting to come down a little bit heavier here. You would have to imagine the track is about 20-25% wet right now, so intermediates are definitely the choice here.
For sure.
Go ahead and give you a rundown on teams. Is Red Bull leading right now over AlphaTauri, over Haas, Ferrari, Alfa Romeo? I believe that is Mercedes. I don't know what blue is, light blue.
Blue, that is Killer driving for,
Couldn't tell you. Is that BMW? No, BW.
he's driving for,
Pertinelli?
the,
That sounds kind of like a
the,
thing.
the, Alpine,
Alpine, yes, Alpine.
Formula-
Okay, you're right.
Formula One
And then
racing
another
team.
Alfa Romeo and always Eric, followed by the last Mercedes of Kluka. That's your top 8 in teams right now. Red Bull and AlphaTauri, they're the ones that are battling for the championship. Their drivers are battling for the drivers' championship. Sorry.
Yeah, right now we're under safety car, you know, Soaps, Kluka, Mercedes. Eric gives a time penalty under safety car. I'm not sure how you would
How in the world?
do that.
I know, but the more time they spend under yellow flag conditions, the wetter this racetrack gets, and it's going to make it even more difficult to get on the power on this restart.
As Gary leaves the session. So, Jackson, Clay, Allen, Heredia, Furch, Soaps, Killer, Eric, and Kluka. You know what all those people have in common?
They're F1 drivers.
Nothing besides the fact that they're still racing.
Okay, that's where I was going with it, but I wasn't 100% sure. They're all piloting an F1 car on the F1
Actually,
2022 video game.
Jackson and Clay do have a few things in common.
They're fast.
They're on the same tire. They have the same amount of points, meaning they're in the same points position.
That's true. There's going to be 10 laps to go here in the wet conditions in Canada. Who is going to bring it home in Montreal?
They're getting double file? Is this NASCAR?
What? Oh no. Frank. Kluka, Frank, what? Oh, there's more wrecking. Well, they're going green. Oh, and there goes Clay into the outside wall. Okay. And they're 3 wide. Oh my God!
Where are you going? The track is that way.
No time penalty for first. Good job not to get the time penalty there.
He got the corner.
Speed, are you okay?
No.
But anyways, Jackson's still leading Clay right in his tailpipe. That's not a thing on an F1 car. Right up his gearbox.
Soaps.
And a wreck. Oh no.
The missile.
The missile has been shot into a wall. He's done. The tire's gone.
Clay. We're under a safety car.
Yeah, but did Clay take the lead right before that?
Clay's taking the lead.
Impressive.
Safety car, so he hasn't. Because he cannot get that 3-second lead. You know what I mean?
But he did take the position. He hasn't gotten the 3-second lead, but he has taken the position from Jackson.
Yes. So
We knew the wet weather was going to play a factor, Speed, but did we know it was going to create a wreck before the safety car had even left the racing surface?
no.
I'm going to take that as a no.
No.
Okay.
You know what's about to happen, though, right?
No, actually I don't. This has been a race of I don't know what the heck's happening.
I believe that there's a massive chance that Furch and Allen are about to wreck under caution.
I just wonder how. How do you wreck under caution?
That's a good question, and people seem to amaze me with that answer.
They're just trying to warm up the tires in wet weather, and they're just like, oh, yeah, whoops.
For me, it all started with Juan Pablo Montoya.
Oh, thank goodness they don't have jet dryers on the track.
I was going to say, coincidentally, as it's raining, and jet dryers would be on the track. And then I started doing a little thing called lead racing, and for some reason, often under a manual, in NASCAR even, people crash. Don't know why. I don't understand how people can't do a manual caution, but that happens. And, well, what happens in NASCAR sometimes does in fact carry over to Formula 1. But because this game is cool and good and realistic, when you crash, sometimes you DNF. So what ends up happening is every once in a while, you get a DNF under a manual or a safety car here in Formula 1. It never ceases to amaze me how these people manage to do it. I question for sure, though.
You know, it's not ceasing to amaze me right now, Speed, is this precipitation. It's getting heavier, and this track is about 50% covered in standing water. So when does it become, I no longer need these intermediates, I need full-on wets, because it's looking very damp out there.
You know, the thing is, as we're coming to what I would say is 7 to go. I feel like that's being fair. And so I don't feel like we have a lot of laps. However, at the same time, people did just wreck under safety car. So going green in those conditions for guys who can't control it may be very scary. Speaking of scary, something I somehow didn't notice is that during this whole thing, Jackson Altman is in P6.
Yeah, I saw that too, and I was wondering, because now Frank, if he can stay there, if he can stay ahead of Jackson, would probably win the race as long as he could stay within 3 seconds of Clay.
I think this answers your question. I think these two, Heredia and Jackson, I think they're about to take the hard tires here. We'll see.
It's so wet. I couldn't imagine these guys not taking the wet tire.
No, Jackson just got fresh intermediates. What about Heredia? Same thing. They just got fresh intermediates.
Hmm.
That's interesting. I wonder if maybe they just forgot to change it.
And they had intermediates, but they were worn by 5 laps. I guess you get a little bit of an advantage because as this run started, those intermediates, they do not like dry weather whatsoever. So any dryness is going to wear them down. Getting some new ones might, as long as it's still wet, is going to give them an advantage.
Yeah, but problem is, I don't know, like 6, 7 laps ago, and or in Allen and Kluka's case, 3 laps ago at the very latest, it was still relatively wet on the racetrack. So I don't think, to answer your question, I don't think it's going to be too much of a factor, but you are correct.
I really like where Frank is positioned right now. In that Alpine, he is in a very good position to win this race.
Just to be clear to our viewers, Frank is Killer. That is his real name.
Yes, Killer XL _ That is Frank.
Of course, 2 guys named Frank and Jim are friends. That makes perfect sense.
Wow. I don't even know your name, Speed.
Yeah.
That's something like Jeff.
No, it's not. I'll give you a hint. It's similar to a famous Schumacher.
Michael?
Yes. No! No!
Oh, a wreck in the back, a gigantic accident.
No,
Furchinator, it's over. The dream is over for the driver of the Alfa Romeo. Furchinator is out of the event.
No.
What a tragedy we've witnessed here. Kluka also involved. But the battle for the lead is on.
Clay regains the lead over Eric. And of course, Killer's still there. Eric looks to take the lead. Can he get there? Yes, he can. Ooh, that's corner cutting if I've seen it. He got loose. Clay, did he make it out of the corner? He did, but he's no longer in the lead. Eric in the lead. He has a time penalty though, so does Killer.
All Killer has to do is keep that Alfa Romeo in his sights, and he will be a winner here in the Formula One Hennessy Performance Racing League Series.
I'm not sure how much time penalty Eric has though.
3 seconds is enough.
It is, but if he messes up, could even come down to who has less of a time penalty.
I wish we had instant replay because Jackson Altman is 10 seconds behind Heredia, and Heredia is 12 seconds behind Clay. That's big for championship. Clay is probably going to gain points here if things stay the way they are.
Yeah, well, and it's not going to be very many points. This can be a very tight points battle with 2 races to go in the season. Eric pulling away from Killer.
Race. Yeah, we can't count out this race just yet. We've seen a lot of different things, a lot of cautions. This race is still very much on the table. But Eric, he's starting to gain a gap on Killer. If he can get that 3-second gap, I imagine that's how much time penalty he has. He'll be the winner.
Yeah, but right as we said that commentator's curse, he lost 2/10, so... Noticed a lot of sparks. Maybe he's got a lot of downforce in that vehicle. That's why he's doing so well under the rain. Got about 1 second. It's going to need to gain 2 seconds of 3 laps. It's going to be pretty hard to do, but You never know.
You have to drive hard, but you also got to manage your penalties. You can't get any more penalties, or that takes all the pressure off of Frank.
Mm-hmm. Up to second and a half now. Entering this braking zone.
Yeah, he's driving as hard as he can right now. He knows the situation.
Eric's still up front. Can he get that lead big enough though? 1.6.
Update on Jackson Heredia. Still no movement. If anything, they've fallen back even further. So I'm imagining Jackson might have a little bit of damage. Not 100% sure, but that strategy of coming down and getting fresh intermediates did not work out. That track position meant more.
Yeah, I'm still not too sure what happened on that restart. It looks, or at least looked like, Furch and Kluka got into it, and I would assume Jackson probably got some damage from that, considering he was around them both at the time.
Hey, man, Heredia.
Eric, though, the lead's at 2 seconds. It's not impossible.
With just coming to 2 laps remaining, it's going to be close.
For sure.
If Killer gets stuck in a battle with Allen, that would give Eric probably enough to make that 3-second gap.
And Allen, he's going to race Killer hard because, quite frankly, that's more time for Clay, who also has a time penalty with Allen. He doesn't want to lose that spot. A lot of time penalties up front.
.1 seconds still. Frank was able to keep that gap maintained for the half of that lap. It's just going to come down to nailing your corners for both of these guys.
Yeah, 2.4 seconds now. Eric has gained half a second to this part of the track.
It's going to be so close, man. Here we go. It's going to be the final lap.
One more to go. Can
From
Eric
the
do
Circuit de Villeneuve circuit in Montreal, who is going to win the Canadian Grand Prix right now? Eric needs a 3-second gap to overcome his penalty. Killer's still looking for his first win of the season, I believe. Right now running P2.
it? Eric at 2.8. Clay with a time penalty.
That is not going to matter because Jackson's so far behind. That's big for the championship battle.
Killer, he's now 3.3 seconds back.
Wow.
Question is that enough?
Yeah, we're not
Because
100% sure if it's only a 3-second penalty for Eric.
coming to the third sector, maintains this lead, he might win. As Kluka casually parallel parks at Mercedes, coming out of the final turn.
Oh, it's so close, man.
Eric will cross the line in first.
Is he gonna keep it?
He does not. Killer with a killer race. Mistake-free overtakes Eric via time penalty.
But how close? So was it really 3 seconds?
No. So, since Killer lost to Eric by 3 seconds, and then Killer beat him by 2.5 seconds,
He had 6-second penalty.
he got a 6-second penalty, yes.
Okay, so that explains why Frank was not pushing that hard. I apologize, everybody. I didn't know that it was 6 seconds, not 3 seconds of penalty.
I mean, neither one of us did, so it's not your fault.
But anyways, congratulations to Killer.
As always, Eric wins driver of the day with that emote.
Oh my gosh, that should automatically disqualify him from ever winning driver of the day.
What is going on my screen right now? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
I'm going to go ahead and invite the top 3. It sounds like it is Frank, it is
Frank, it is Eric, and it is Clay. Actually.
all right. I'm pumped for Frank, though. He has deserved something to come out of this season in anything. Cup, or sorry, Xfinity or F1. He's finally going to get that win.
For sure. Well, I mean, since we can hear him win turbulence and all, and he won the race. Killer, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, Killer, you can call that a killer race by you. Take us through your race and what looks to be 4 different stops and finishing P1.
Yeah, I thought I had a good shot at winning like the whole race. I had pretty good pace, just was stuck in traffic, and I pit for mediums there, and came out 4th, got up to 3rd, and Alan and I made contact. He broke too deep, it's fine, and I got put way in the back, and we finally got that safety car, and it went to rain, and yeah, that happened. Got rear wing damage from Kluka before we went back green. And was just hanging on. Some way, somehow, hung on to get the win there.
Well, from almost having a race killer to killing it.
Yeah, dedicating this win to Big Jim __11.
Oh my gosh, don't even. I wanted to say congratulations on the win, but
Yeah,
just
dedicating
because
it
you're
to you,
gonna be a
man.
little salty about it, I'm gonna
You
say
told me to
I
win
was
the
I was
race, I
actually
won the
going
race.
for Eric to win.
You told me to win
No,
the race, I won the race.
congrats on the win, Frank. That was a long time coming. I do want to know though, what was going through your mind when you took intermediates like 4 laps too early?
Yeah, the crew didn't put on, or didn't change my wing, so I had to pit again. And,
So you just had a damaged wing going around the track?
yeah, I thought that maybe
Nice.
it'd start pouring that lap, and it would work out, but the sun was still out, so didn't work.
Well, somehow it all came together and you were able to get. This is your first win in F1 this season, right?
Yep.
Well, hopefully you
Yeah,
got 2 more chances to win another, so go out there and kill it.
Thanks, bud.
Very well said.
By the way, good run there, Eric. You're fast.
Thank you.
Well, since we know you're in here now and you're not too cool for us, Eric, you yourself had quite the race. Um, just take us through your race and how much I know you wish you probably didn't get those time penalties right now.
At the start of the race, it wasn't too fun. You know, those hards were not the tire to be on. You know, I should have started on mediums, but you know, I overdid that and I took mediums with 12 laps into the race, and then you know that helped. And then right before the rain started, I pitted to put on softs, and then I saw a couple drops, and I was like, oh, that's not gonna help me any. And then Gary wrecked, and then that caused a safety car, which helped me a lot. I was right in front of pit road, so I pitted for Enters, and you know it worked out. And then, yeah, Kaluka killing Killer, um, coming to the green flag. You know, I was really laughing when that happened. You know, that was pretty funny. Uh, I was really confused actually. It made no sense why he was going full throttle when it wasn't even like when we weren't even green yet. And you know, I made a move on Clay. You know, it was definitely a clean move, but you know, I kind of should have left him a little bit more room. But you know, too wide in that uh, part of the track isn't gonna work out too well. But and then he spun. I don't know what happened to Jackson though. That was he was coming off of that like where we were side by side, and he just spun out of nowhere under safety car.
I mean, yeah, definitely that's what it looked like here. Very well said. Jim, any questions?
Yeah, Eric, you're looking strong across the board. It's not just Formula One. You were looking fast in the Truck Series at the Roval. I don't know if you led any laps in the Cup race
I
at
did.
Chicagoland, but you were pretty fast there as well. But I'm seeing a lot of improvement from you, and it's fun to watch you every single week, continuing to get better.
Thank you.
Well, third place. Who was?
Me.
Oh, you are here, Clay. You aren't too cool for us either. Well, Clay, welcome. Um, with you being on the podium, that also makes you the points leader. So congratulations on that. Take us through your race, becoming the points leader, and your mindset for the final two races.
So at the beginning of the race, the hards honestly were pretty good. I had a pretty good pace. Didn't really lose that much. It had a good gap over Killer. I was pulling away. Then safety car came out, and uh, yeah, did we pit? Oh yeah, I was thinking of them not pitting, and so I decided to stay out. And then that obviously wasn't the case, and they all pit for mediums. And so I was basically a sitting duck, and I just had to try and defend as hard as I can, so I didn't lose as much positions. And I did do my best, and then there was another safety car. I was in third, um, and then I think that was when the rain came in, I think, and it was really like hard to control the car. It was just so slippery. I was convinced it was full wet at that point, and didn't really have control over the car. And I almost wrecked Eric. Like I think I tapped him a bit or tapped him with my rear because I was sliding so much trying to keep it under control. Then I almost spun hitting the wall. So yeah, it wasn't fun at the last part, but got third, so I can't really complain.
Folks, you heard here first from Clay. Spraying, tapping people with the rear is not fun. uh, Jim, any questions?
Yeah, Clay, that was an impressive run. I've never seen someone hold people off on like 19 lap old hard tires, but you're one of the only people I know that can do it. You did it with, I think you did it at Coda as well. Were you on a different strategy from everybody else in the field? But you've been doing really well with that. Are you going to be switching up some strategies heading into the final two races, maybe trying to throw your competition off?
Yeah, I might throw in some like soft beginners at the start so I can, get a good start ahead and pitch for hards. And if there's a safety car, I might be in a good position to change into the mediums where everyone might be on the hards by that point. So yeah,
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 it's going to be a fantastic battle to see you and Jackson go at it. Both of you had to go through a lot of adversity this race, and telling you what, it's just going to be fun to be watching the next two races, see who gets the championship here in the Formula One series.
yeah. And I think I'm 5 points ahead of him going into the second last of the race, second last of the season.
Well, regardless, unless Jim has anything else,
No.
that'll be it for the F1 side of things. Be sure to come back next week as the NASCAR side begins the playoffs. Finally, they're here.
Oh boy.
The Truck Series, their playoffs begin at New Hampshire. The Xfinity Series, their playoffs begin at... Oh my god, this is my series. Why am I drawing a blank right now? At Iowa. That's the track. And the Cup Series, if you thought those two tracks were rough, they begin their playoffs at Dover, the Monster Mile. And when all those races are done, the second last season of Formula One will happen, and we are at Brazil, otherwise known as Lagos, something like that. Interlagos.
Brazil.
Interlagos. Don't step on them in Brazil.
Interlagos.
You guys should know the times for that by now, but if you don't, trucks are going to be around 8:30 next Wednesday. Xfinity will be around 7:15 next Thursday. Cup race will be right after that. And of course, Formula One, same time it was tonight at around 10 p.m. Eastern, all Eastern times, next Friday. But that'll do it from us. I'm Speed. That's Big Jim. Jake made an appearance unexpectedly and unwantedly. And
Rude.
that'll do it from us. So long, good night, and enjoy your weekend.